do this. Flying controls from 3. Airport.
121212. Golf Bravo Hotel Oscar Romeo, parked at self-fuel, request taxi for flight PPR91, information echo QNH 1022.
Golf Oscar Romeo, roger. Information Foxtrot now, new QNH 1021, taxi holding point Alpha 1, runway 21.
Well, welcome aboard everyone. It's the flying reporter's first flight in Oscar Romeo on his own, and picked an interesting day to go flying.
The purpose of this flight was to practice flying in IMC. I've read the manual for the GNS 430 GPS and practiced on the simulator software, but I needed to use it in flight. In case I have trouble, this flight was planned so that I could use VORs and NDBs, old-fashioned navigation, if I was finding the GPS difficult. The plan was to fly a standard instrument departure from Biggin Hill through the overhead, then track east past the Detling VOR, then southbound on the Lydd NDB before conducting the ILS approach to Lydd.
Golf Oscar Romeo, have your departure clearance whenever you're ready to copy.
Go ahead, Golf Oscar Romeo.
Golf Bravo Hotel Oscar Romeo, hold at Alpha 1 after departure, right turn out route via the Biggin overhead and then on track to the southeast. Not above altitude 2,400 feet, IFR, squawk 7047.
Golf Bravo Hotel Oscar Romeo is to hold at Alpha 1 after departure, right turn through the overhead on track to the southeast, not above altitude 2,400 feet, squawk 7047 IFR, Golf Oscar Romeo.
Golf Oscar Romeo, correct, report ready for departure.
Golf Oscar Romeo will go.
Whenever I know I'm entering clouds soon after takeoff, I want to really double check I know exactly what I'm going to be doing.
Right. So be right turn 1 mile, back through the overhead, then 095 to Detling, which is already in there. Golf Oscar Romeo holding Alpha 1 ready for departure.
Golf Oscar Romeo, right turn at 1 mile, runway 21, cleared for takeoff, surface wind 220 degrees, 13 knots.
Right turn 1 mile, clear for takeoff, 21, Golf Oscar Romeo. Takeoff is at 33. Temperatures and pressures are all fine. There's 70. T's and P's are fine.
You can hear that my breathing rate is elevated. I'm either extremely unfit or under stress. At Biggin Hill, for noise abatement, we always turn right 10 degrees, tracking 220 degrees to avoid Biggin Hill village. At 1,000 feet above the ground, I reach the cloud base.
2,000 feet.
I'm climbing to 2,400 feet, the IFR minimum safe altitude for this area.
Golf Oscar Romeo, report passing 5 miles southeast of Biggin Hill. What level are you climbing to?
We'll report passing 5 miles southeast of Biggin Hill, climbing to altitude 2,400 feet, Golf Oscar Romeo.
Roger.
Top of climb checks complete, it's time to intercept my course to Detling. While I'm using the GPS as my primary navigation instrument, I'm still backing it up with the Detling VOR beacon.
Golf Oscar Romeo 5 miles to the east, would like to change to Farnborough radar 123.225.
Golf Oscar Romeo, Roger, Squawk 7000, free call Farnborough radar.
Squawk 7000 over to Farnborough, see you later. Golf Oscar Romeo. Farnborough radar, Golf Bravo Hotel Oscar Romeo, traffic service.
Bravo Hotel Oscar Romeo, Farnborough radar, pass your message.
Golf Bravo Hotel Oscar Romeo, PA28, Biggin Hill to Biggin Hill IFR. Just 6 miles to the east of Biggin Hill, 2,400 feet, QNH 1021. Routing via Delta Echo Tango and Lydd, request traffic service.
Golf Oscar Romeo, Squawk 1730, landing QNH 1021.
Squawk 1730, QNH 1021, Golf Oscar Romeo.
That annoying beeping noise is my Sky Demon software, warning me of the 1,300-foot obstacle, a TV mast at Rougham.
Golf Oscar Romeo, identified traffic service.
Traffic service, Golf Oscar Romeo.
That's me identifying the Lydd NDB. The signal's quite faint because we're at the edge of its range.
It's quite stressful. We're as high as we can go because of the London terminal manoeuvring area, checking for ice.
At this point I notice that even though I'm not very far from the Detling beacon, the distance measuring equipment, DME, has stopped reading a signal. But as I try to troubleshoot, notice that I lose sight of my bank angle. I'm turning to the left, quickly corrected when I restart the scan, but worrying how easy it is to start going wrong.
I've got the bit of the leans now.
My body is also deceiving me into thinking I'm still turning, when in fact I'm still flying straight. This is a phenomenon known as the leans.
I've got a sensation that I'm banking when I'm not, so I'm checking all my instruments, trusting my instruments. Golf Oscar Romeo would like to change frequency to Lydd approach 120.70.
Golf Oscar Romeo, Roger, Squawk 7000, free call en route, bye.
Squawk 7000, thank you, Golf Oscar Romeo.
4 miles.
Report 4 miles, Coast Guard 163.
So let's have a look here. So we're approach, we want tower 119375. Lydd approach, Golf Bravo Hotel Oscar Romeo, procedural service.
Golf Bravo Hotel Oscar Romeo, Lydd approach. Good afternoon, sorry, good morning, pass your message.
Golf Bravo Hotel Oscar Romeo, PA28, Biggin Hill to Biggin Hill IFR. 20 miles to the north of you at altitude 3,200 feet, 1023 with Mike. Would like practice hold and ILS approach runway 21.
Golf Oscar Romeo, information November is now current, new QNH is 1022, procedural service, Squawk 7067.
QNH 1022 with November, Squawk 7067, procedural service, Golf Oscar Romeo.
Coast Guard 163, new QNH is 1022, report leaving 3,200 feet.
1022, and we've just left 3,200 feet.
Roger, Coast Guard 163, thank you. Golf Oscar Oscar Romeo, clear to Romptey at altitude 3,200 feet, and report at Romptey taking up the hold.
Clear to Romptey, 3,200 feet, and we'll report taking up the hold at Romptey, Golf Oscar Romeo.
I'm flying the ILS approach to Lydd Aerodrome. I'm tracking towards Romptey inbound at 172 degrees. I'll then take one trip around the hold.
So let's just check that this is all good. This is 20, Golf Oscar Romeo, Romptey taking up the hold.
Golf Oscar Romeo, report ready for the procedure.
Wilco, Golf Oscar Romeo. Golf Oscar Romeo, Romptey outbound, ready for the procedure.
Golf Oscar Romeo, clear for the ILS approach runway 21. Report established on the 14 DME arc.
Cleared for the ILS 21 approach, and we'll report on the 14 DME arc, Golf Oscar Romeo.
Next, I'll track 352 degrees towards the 14 DME arc, and then I'll fly around the arc until I intercept the localizer.
It's coming in now, isn't it? Golf Oscar Romeo, localizer established.
Golf Oscar Romeo, report 4 DME.
Report 4 DME, Golf Oscar Romeo. So we've got half a mile until glide slope intercept.
Once the glide slope comes in, I start descending towards the runway.
So let's put carb heat on. And slow us down to 85 knots, one stage of flap. And we want about 400 feet per minute. And it was 4 DME you wanted me to report at.
All I need to do now is keep the needles centred, just small corrections on the heading and small power adjustments to change the rate of descent.
Decision heights, decision altitude, 680 feet. My Sky Demon's warning me about the danger area here. Let's keep that descent coming. T's and P's are all good. Not quite that much, John. Small corrections. Starting to break out of the cloud now. Golf Oscar Romeo, 4 DME.
Golf Oscar Romeo, runway 21 clear for the missed approach, wind 22016 knots.
Runway 21 clear for the missed approach, Golf Oscar Romeo. There we are, we're out of the clouds. Can we see the runway? It's slightly offset. There it is down there.
To ensure separation from the nearby danger area, this ILS approach leads you down a track several degrees to the right of the runway centreline.
850 for 680. There we go. Golf Oscar Romeo going around.
Golf Oscar Romeo, roger.
I set course back to Biggin Hill. There, the cloud bases have risen, so I cancel IFR and make a visual approach.
Surface wind 220 degrees, 14 knots.
Golf Oscar Romeo, request taxi to Shipping Airlines.
Golf Oscar Romeo, roger, vacate left, Alpha 3, taxi to shipping, cross runway 29.
Left Alpha 3, taxi to Shipping, crossing 29. Thank you. Golf Oscar Romeo.
How's the new aircraft?
Wonderful. Just had a very hard IFR flight, which I need a cup of tea now, though.
Sounds good.
Well, there you are. That was pretty cool.
Make an approach. Golf Whiskey Mike, Romeo November. Localizer established and fully established.
Golf Whiskey Mike, Romeo November, big and approach. Hello again.
That was a really, really good flight. So hope you enjoyed watching that. I know I didn't talk very much. It was hard work, as you can probably tell. Right, I shall sign off then. Thank you for tuning in. I need a cup of tea now after that. Have fun. Thank you for tuning in. Bye for now.